the blueprint became run a really ridiculous ad so many times, so prolific that seniors just couldn't ignore it, advertising ridiculous benefits that were only available to a small fraction of consumers with a little disclaimer on the TV, and run those so many times, permeated across every industry where you looked, every news channel, everything, that seniors were convinced that they were fools if they weren't always calling in to get these new benefits that everybody else was getting. And the model essentially evolved into run a bait and switch type ad that was very misleading, but while being technically compliant, call into I'll just say it, a poorly trained, not insurance agent, a poorly trained enroller who was looking for surface level benefits, maybe not always doing the quality leads analysis. And then it became, here we go, just churn and go. And that became the model, right? Well,
then it's right, this carrier, not that carrier.
Yeah, and then like we're dealing with some of these lawsuits is like, what was always the motivation for writing these particular plans? Was it, some sort of financial incentive at large? Was it, and we know there was, right? You were on this team or you were on that team, or you were incentivized to write that versus this. And we're dealing with the aftermath of a lot of that. Well, a couple other things happened. CMS, in my opinion, has caused a lot of the current consternation and issues that we have with calls in general and call centers, because year over year, slowly and surely, they've ratcheted down the marketing compliance and guidelines and what you can do so heavily, so stringently, so ridiculous that most people, most agents, most small agencies do not know how to market in a compliant and cost efficient way. They frankly do not know. That's the number one issue and game right now with agents is, well, how do I get in front of consumers that do want and do need help? How do I do it in a compliant way?